afi ye mo ngwansem nim ye kopie mo mo mmrahye bedwafie na o mo mmrahye bedwafie ne ade a wo mo de si o mani so ene so obehwe hu no se wo so afo a o hiskasem so so obetena anase obekọ akoy tumitumi akoy mentumi esanse dom ketwa no anase dom kuma ne se opanyina na dwumadi a wodi nsem fata edom kase no so se ne dwumadi a wodi no ewom se ensem fata na so kwan ya dom kuma no fa so no enya ade a eso ani nti abato ena apiemu ye secret ballot e ho nsem te se yen kopie mo mo mmrahye bedwafie ne nkore said no ma is called.
No, I'm on warning.
I've guided this house so well, at least in the novelty of a watershed in the exercise of the mandate of Parliament when it comes to parliamentary oversight. But Mr. Speaker, few lessons for the future. Few lessons for the future. One, Mr. Speaker, the report that we have adopted failed to make a finding of facts and to make recommendations. Probably into the future. I know that is not your wish. In the interest of openness and accountability, a committee of that stature appointed by you must be able to relate the words of those alleging against those who want proof. So that the committee must make a finding of fact so that they can make appropriate recommendations. Because, Mr. Speaker, if I peruse your committee's report, this is just for the record. For instance, on the vexed issue of conflict of interest, with borders on unethical behavior, which the Constitution of 1992 frowns upon, doesn't it lie within the powers of Parliament, as observed by Professor Prempe of CGD, that at least the committee can probe further? I mean, if we say that people have benefited, the only way to know they have benefited is to know who issued which bond when, who were the bond holders, book holders, who got what. We will know the entities, and if the entities are related to persons in authority, appropriate recommendations be made thereof. Even though one can only agree with the committee when they say that we have no jurisdiction. Yes, we do not have. The jurisdiction lies within the Ombudsman of Shiraj, created under the same 1992 Constitution. But, Mr. Speaker, as you observe 104 imposes a burden on Parliament when a committee is asked to investigate. The committee should not be in a haste to conclude its work. After all, many of the issues we have raised, you can probe further. For instance, the picture we've shown of Cathedral. At least next time, the committee should be able to go to the site and come back. Because in all this, Mr. Speaker, we want Ghanaians to have value for money, for the taxpayers' money. But I cannot thank you but recognize that history will remember you, that this was your contribution to the exercise of parliamentary oversight, to hold the executive accountable, especially when you have a president I will not reshuffle. Some other institutional authority must do the reshuffle on his behalf. We have sent a clear signal to him that we have passed a vote of no confidence on the minister because there is true hardship. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, if they had not worked out and honored their earlier promise, they would have been saving this country. Because, Mr. Speaker, where we are, the country is in life support. What we have done is to give it some oxygen for the next few days. That may not be enough to the unknown world. So, Mr. Speaker, this will be your contribution for the. We will remember you that at least we moved a vote of censure, recognized by Article 82. We'll walk through the process, and I'm sure tomorrow people will know that this Parliament can hold them accountable. But for the majority walkout, we leave them to the Ghanaian people who stood strong with them in their times of hardships and in their times of need, that they abandon them because they simply don't care. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Honorable members, one of our senior statesman, actually I will refer to him as elder statesman, told me a story. Now when they were in school, a gentleman used to visit them, and whilst walking on the street, he would be repeating one statement. I quote, "If you don't die early, you will see things. If you don't die early, you will see things." I've been praying to God to allow me not to die early so that I can see things. I am not yet old, but I have started seeing things. With this, I will proceed to adjourn the House. The House is accordingly adjourned to tomorrow at 10 in the forenoon. The House is adjourned.